Welcome back, you guys. We have a pretty cool thing we're doing today. So this is a box that I've been keeping some cool stuff in here. This is from Z-Spec Design. So if you don't know, let me open this up here. They do a bunch of cool like titanium hardware just for like cool accessories on your car that makes stuff, that touches stuff up and makes it look pretty nice. So I have some other things in the box too, but most of these are from them. So this is all titanium hardware. These are just really nice quality bolts, and I also do have some washers here to go with these. Titanium hardware is pretty darn expensive if you don't know. I just got these in the plain silver color. What we're gonna do is make these look super nice. If you don't know, titanium, it changes a bunch of different colors when you either heat it up or you charge it electrically. So we're gonna do something pretty cool with that I'm gonna show you here. Back onto this box, we have a couple more things in here. I just have some valve stem caps for my wheels. These are just some nicer quality metal ones as opposed to the crappy plastic ones. So we'll get those on. These are some nuts here. Also, these are a burnt titanium. These are already colored. So these are gonna touch it up. They match the car pretty well. I think that these will look pretty good. And I have some more additional bolts right here too as well. So we got those, and so we have, looks like some separators here. We'll install these at a later time. We're mostly just going to be installing pretty much just the bolts and the nuts right now. We're going to be touching up this engine bay in here. I have quite a few spots where we're going to add all this hardware. I'll show you that once we get to it. But what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be changing the color of all these bolts right here by burning them. We're going to burn these with a propane torch, and when you do that, they should turn a color similar to this, not quite as bright because we're doing this ourselves, but they should change color and they should look pretty cool hopefully when we're done. That's also why I did get these in just the plain silver color. If you get these, and these come in all different sorts of colors, you can buy them as is, but with the silver color you can pretty much change them to whatever you want. So that's why I like to get the silver. I'm gonna start by just popping these wheel caps on all the tires really quick. Get these plastic ones off. Now that we have our nice steel caps on, we'll move on to our engine bay here, and we're gonna get all of our bolts here. I wanna get all these sorted out so that way I know where exactly they're going in here. I think I picked up everything that I needed, but I might be missing some stuff, so we'll find out here. But let's just start with our nuts. We're gonna start with these first, and I'm gonna get these installed in all the spots here. I'll show you exactly where I'm gonna be putting everything. So I got two different sizes here. We'll go over that so that way you know what to get if you're looking at doing these yourself. So this one is going to be M8 by 1.25s. and these are going to be the M6 by 1.0s. I'm going to be putting one actually right here, right where my existing nut was. So this was on here. We're going to be swapping it out with that one. We have a couple spots over here where we could be putting it. You just want to put it somewhere where you're going to be able to see it, so that way there's no reason to put it in a hidden spot. These are dress up hardware, so they're meant to look good. So we're just gonna kind of look over everything and see where we want all these. So I got 6 of these ones for the M6s, and then the M8s. I also have 6 of these. I'll have to see if I even have any spots for these ones. The M6s are definitely more of a common use size on this car. So let's start getting some of these on here. Put another one of these nuts right here in place of this one. We'll also swap this washer out, get something else on there. If you're wondering why I didn't use any of these M8 nuts right here, it's because originally these were going to be for the hood right here in these spots. On a factory hood, the bolts actually come out, so you thread a nut onto it. but with this being an aftermarket hood, it didn't work that way, so these won't work for right here. So instead, these are just the bolts that I have, and I don't have anything else to replace these, so these are gonna stay as is. We'll go customize our bolts now. I'll show you how to do those, and then once we get all those set and ready to go, we'll throw them on the car next. Now I'm gonna work on coloring and burning all of my titanium hardware to color. So if you can see right here, the one on the right is just a raw bolt. This is one that hasn't been touched or did anything with. And then there's one on the left. Camera might not be able to pick it up, but if you do notice a difference, this one it does have like a darker purpley bluish hue to it, depending on the lighting of how you're looking at it. So we're gonna be taking our hardware that we have here, and we're gonna be burning all this to color, so that way we can give it just a little touch of color to it. I'm gonna be shooting for like a purpley to bluish color, similar to this other one right here. So what I have some gloves on. We're gonna go ahead, take all of our hardware out here. We're gonna clean it with just some rubbing alcohol and then wipe it off, and that's our first step we're gonna do. Dab them off with just a microfiber. Now that all these bolts are all cleaned up and dried off, we're going to take our propane little lighter here, turn this on, and we're going to slowly apply heat kind of evenly all the way around these. We'll do them one at a time. So I do have 3 here in the vise, which is fine, but you'll start to see this color change on these. It's going to go turn yellow and then purple and then blue. Once you have the desired color you're looking for, you're going to take it off the heat. Don't add any more to it, and we'll go ahead and cool this off. We're going to put it in just a glass of water that I have back here. So let's give this a shot here and see if I can show you what I'm kind of looking for. And if you can, we'll see if the camera picks up the color changes. All 3 of these are now completed. They all turned to a nice like purple bluish color that we're looking for. I'm going to take them out with a set of pliers. Obviously these are going to be very hot. Okay. And dump it in here. I'm going to repeat this process on all the rest of these bolts that I have here, and also the washers too. These ones turned out absolutely amazing. You can kind of see the very top of it's blue, then it goes to purple, then it goes to yellow. So that's the differences in heat colors. Once this achieves a certain heat temperature, it'll change to that color. What I was doing is taking the lighter, and I was just focusing it right on the very top part, right around where that hex ring is on the very top. I wasn't going around like the sides and trying to hit everything, and it gave it this nice color change pattern to it. I'm gonna do that on the rest of these. I also will show you the washers too as well. I have all my bolts and washers laid out here on just a towel. They're just drying off. You can probably see a lot better when I put this up close, kind of the difference and the color changes that we have in here that burning them did make. We'll get these on the car. I'm going to start threading these in, just looking for basically any spot where there's a bolt that goes in that these would work. So there's a couple right there. We have some back in here. Make sure you do the fenders. We're just going to start lining these up in here and threading them in. When we tighten these fender ones back up, we are going to have to push in on these fenders so that way it goes where we want it to. And these ones ones are going to be our longer bolts that we're going to use for this. I just got done swapping this one out right here. The longer bolts that I do have for this are long enough and they do reach all the way down, even with this bracket piece on for my hood strut mount that goes there. So we'll get this other side swapped out, and then that'll take care of these 3 that we have right here in this small section. I'll have to get this front whole plastic piece off here, so that way I do have access to this one right here and this one. They are just underneath this piece, so that's why it needs to be removed. Front part's all good now. We're gonna get in here and we'll remove these parts out. This is just part of the black piece, the cover piece for the back. We'll get that other side too as well. I have both of these in here now, so 2 of the nuts, 2 left in the package here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take them and we'll run them up here at the top, so that way we can put these on our struts, and that will finish up this whole pack. So I'll be done with all these nuts. No use for these ones, and then we can finish up. There's a couple more pieces on the back wall where we can put a couple more bolts. We'll get these 2 bolts on the back wall. There's one right here, and then the other one over there. All good there, and good right there. We're gonna do these 2 right here by the coolant reservoir. So we got one in the back there, then the other one right there. We'll knock these ones out. There is actually a couple grounds back in here. So we got one big nut. That's actually an M8 nut right there. So of the nuts that I was talking about that I didn't think I had anything for, it's gonna be one of these. So we'll slap one of these on there. No, you're not gonna see it because my wiring harness is in the way, but I already have these anyways, so we'll just throw one on. This is all the hardware that we just pulled off the car and replaced. So I'll just kind of show you, point out everything specifically. So starting here, we got a couple pieces, couple bolts right here. I have the 2 nuts over here by the fuse box. We have the fender back in there. We have the part on the bracket. And then coming into the bay here, we have it on the back wall. One there, one over there. Coming to the front, this side. Down, doom, boom, boom. That one up in there, back corner, fender, and then I have that one nut, the one nut that's kind of hidden, right? It's right there. And then we also have these ones, can't forget up here also as well, on the hood latch. We'll make sure that this closes properly. I don't really think it moved around a whole lot because I did one at a time, but other than that, that's pretty much about good. Just a quick, easy way to kind of touch up the engine bay. So just get yourself some titanium hardware in the silver color. You can burn it yourself to pretty much whatever color you want or however you want to burn it. Titanium, it's lightweight, it's strong, it doesn't rust, and it also looks really good. So that's why you change to it. That's gonna be a wrap for this video, just a quick one. Thanks for tuning in.